Hello viewers, I am Kausalya. Today we are going to discuss about weighting function and order of a system. So what is meant by weighting function? So when the impulse signal is given as input, that is consider any system, you are having a system like this is your system, and when the input given is an impulse signal. When the input is impulse signal, we will be having some output, right? And that output, that is the output of the system, is known as weighting function, right? So when the impulse signal is given as input, then the output or response of the system is known as weighting function. As we seen in the previous video, Laplace transform of impulse function is unity, that is its value will be equal to 1. So this is a general representation of your transfer function of closed loop system. So here C of s by R of s is equal to G of s by 1 plus G of s into H of s. So here I am moving this R of s here. So we will be having C of s is equal to R of s into this term. And hence we need each and everything in terms of time. We are going to take inverse Laplace transform. So when you take inverse Laplace transform on both sides, this C of s will get reduced to C of t. And when you take inverse Laplace transform of R of s is nothing but your input signal. So here we are giving impulse signal as input, and whenever you take Laplace transformation, its value becomes unity. So here R of s value becomes unity. So here we are having the expression as inverse Laplace of G of s divided by 1 plus G of s into H of s, right? And the next one is we are going to compare standard test signals and we are going to take the respective Laplace transformations. So step signal has magnitude, so A, when you take Laplace transform, that becomes A by S. Where for unit step signal, the magnitude becomes 1. So here write it as 1. So when you take Laplace transformation, that becomes 1 by S. And the next one is ramp. For ramp signal, we know the value A into T. And when you take Laplace transform, that becomes A by S square. And for unit ramp, it is simply A becomes 1. So here only T. When you take Laplace, 1 by S square. And for parabolic, you see AT square by 2. And when you take Laplace transformation, that becomes A by S cube. And for unit parabolic, A becomes 1, and here we will be having T square by 2. So that will be, when you take Laplace, that will be equal to 1 by S cube. And finally, for impulse signal, as we all know, it is generally represented as del of t, and when you take Laplace transform of impulse signal, that becomes 1. So these values we should know about the respective type of signals in time domain as well as in the Laplace transformation while solving problems. And the next one we are going to discuss about order of a system. So what is meant by order of a system? So order can be, that is, we can tell order for both open loop and closed loop system. So the typical representation of transfer function is given by k into p of s divided by q of s. So here k is a constant, it may be a number or whatever may be. And here p of s is this is your numerator part and this is your denominator part. We can have expressions, right, in terms of, that is, we can have some quadratic, cubic or whatever may be. So only here we are representing it as polynomial. Okay, we can have a quadratic equation here or cubic equation in both numerator and denominator. And the next one is what is meant by order. So order is nothing but it is the maximum power of s in the denominator polynomial. So here what is the denominator polynomial? Q of s is the denominator polynomial. So here we can take the maximum power of s gives the order of a system. So to explain, I have considered two examples. So here you see T of s is given by k by this expression. So what is the maximum power of the denominator? Here the maximum power of s is 2. So therefore the order of the system is 2. And the next one, consider you are taking another expression. So here you see, when you observe carefully, here we are having s square and here also we are having s square, right? So when you have these terms, just you can multiply. So when you multiply, what will be your answer? S square into S square is S power 4 plus 4 into S square into S becomes 4S cube and plus S square into 1 becomes S. So here now what is the maximum power of S? It is 4. So here the order of the system is 4. Right. Hope you people understand the video. Thank you.